So you remember this powerful Nigerian gospel musician, Osinachi? Yes, this woman was behind this song, Ekueme. I mean, anytime people of God or children of God or Christians gather in a moment of worship, this song is sung because of the spirit it carries, because of how powerful the voice that sang the song was. I mean, this woman was enjoying the fame and the goodies that came with this particular song. And then on April 2022, we got the news that the woman has passed on. Yes, and later on we got to find out that she was a victim of domestic violence. And yes, the husband got arrested along the line. There was a back and forth between the families, the kids, the courts, and police force and all. Now, the news reaching us is that the court has sentenced the husband of this gospel singer to death. Yes, so Osinachi's husband has been sentenced to death, and this whole thing happened today. And Justice Njideku Nwosu Ehimi of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Wuse Zone 2 Abuja, has sentenced Peter Nwachukwu, husband of the late gospel singer Osinachi Nwachukwu, to death by hanging. And delivering this particular judgment, the justice found Nwachukwu guilty of culpable homicide, concluding that the prosecution had proven the burden of proof placed on it by law. And the court also held that Nwachukwu's action led directly to the singer's death on April 8, 2022. So initially, he was arraigned on June 3rd, 2022, on a 23-count charge, including culpable homicide, criminal intimidation, cruelty to children, and also spousal battery. Now, I'm sure most of us already know of the story, especially after the demise of Osinachi, where so many revelations came to light. The public got to know about so many things this woman was actually enduring in her marriage. And to think that she was basically the breadwinner of the marriage, and yet she was going through all of that, to the extent that it was even reported at a point that the husband sometimes beat her to a pulp and even asked the children to join in beating their mother. I mean, it was so heartbreaking listening or reading all of this from the blogs and also from the various websites. And so right now, it looks like justice has finally been served. But during the trial, the prosecution, led by one Mrs. Aderoke Imala from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, actually presented 17 witnesses, including 2 of the couple's children, and submitted 25 exhibits. So this should tell you that this whole verdict went through thorough process, investigative process. It went through all of that for them to come to this particular conclusion. And in his defense, Nwachukwu actually testified personally, called 4 witnesses, and tendered 4 exhibits. While pleading for leniency, Nwachukwu's counsel actually asked the court to temper justice with mercy. Man, madam, this one there. So we are not going to agree with you on this one. But then obviously this one wasn't actually upheld by the court. I mean, this thing that the man did, it was bad. Domestic violence is on a rise on the continent. And right now, when you go to Nigeria, I don't know if it should be declared that a femicide pandemic or something is happening, because almost every week we get the news of a woman dying at the hands of a partner, being a man. So now at least we know that the laws are going to work, and that when you are found guilty, you are going to face the law. So in addition to the death sentence on count 1, the justice handed Nwachukwu 2 years imprisonment each on counts 2, 3, 8, 9, 12, 13, 2018, and he also received a 6-month imprisonment for count 10, a 3-year imprisonment for count 11, and was fined 500,000 naira and 200,000 naira on count 6 and 7 respectively. So this tragic cause captured national attention, not just national, as I already mentioned. It wasn't just Nigerians that were mourning the death of such a powerful woman of God, but also the rest of the African continent, especially here in Ghana, because most churches here in Ghana were almost every Sunday, almost at every gathering, sang her song, used her song as a worship song during their worship and praises moment. So this captured the attention of the Christian community across Africa, and conversations about domestic violence and also the protection of vulnerable family members also came up. And it's actually something that unfortunately we keep having. It's a conversation we keep having almost every week, because day in, day out, we hear reports, we receive reports, you see something on social media, you see a picture or a video of a couple or of a woman trending on social media with a hashtag RIP. You ask what happened, and they tell you the husband murdered her, the husband beat her to death, she was enduring some form of abuse in her home by her partner and all of that. So guys, that's the news, that's the latest from this particular news from the camp of the late gospel singer Osinachi. So the husband, Nwachukwu, has been sentenced to death by hanging. That is the news so far. We don't know if it's allowed for him to appeal. So we are looking forward to the updates that's going to come. But know that whatever the case is going to be, we'll be right here to bring you all the latest updates. My name is Sika. This has been No Formula on Onekingmultimedia. Subscribe to the channel and follow for more.